My dear Cancer, welcome to our space, to our sacred refuge. Take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs and, as you exhale, release for a moment the tensions of the day, the worries that weigh on your shoulders, and above all, the pain that you may hide in the deepest sanctuary of your heart. Here, in this moment, it is just us and the ancestral wisdom of the tarot. I feel a very particular energy enveloping us, an energy of seeking answers, a thirst for justice, and above all, a deep longing for peace. You did not arrive at this reading by chance. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has woven the threads of destiny so that our energies would cross at this exact moment. For there is a crucial message for you, a message about the power of time, about cosmic balance, and about the promise that no tear shed in silence is forgotten. The title that unites us today is a divine promise. Karma does not fail. And I feel, with all the strength of my intuition, that you need to hear this now more than ever. You, sensitive and protective soul of Cancer, who builds your homes not with bricks, but with trust, loyalty, and affection. You who offer your chest as a shield and your lap as a shelter. You know the depth of pain when that sanctuary is violated. Betrayal, for you, is not just an act. It is a sacrilege. It is the desecration of the sacred ground of your trust. And that is what the cards want to talk about today. They want to show you the journey of your pain, the action of divine justice, and finally, the liberation that awaits you. Prepare your heart, for we are about to dive deep. We are going to unravel the secrets that the cosmos has in store for you. The cards are already here, pulsating with your energy. I feel them vibrate with your story, with your sleepless nights, with your silent questions to the pillow. Let us ask our guides, the angels and archangels, the force of karmic justice, to show us with clarity what needs to be revealed. The first card that presents itself to us, my dear Cancer, is the one that will illuminate the root of this pain, the situation that began this cycle, and the energy emanating from it is dense, it is palpable, it is the energy of the Three of Swords. Ah, my dear, breathe. I know. Just looking at this image can reopen wounds. We see here a heart, a pulsating, living heart, suspended in the air against a gray and stormy sky, and piercing this heart brutally and mercilessly are three swords. It is not a subtle image. It is a visceral representation of acute pain, of the truth that tears, of the revelation that shatters our illusions. This is not a scratch. It is a perforation. This is the card of the pain of truth. It is the exact moment when denial dissolves and reality, in its cruelest form, presents itself. I feel here that many of you have gone through this in an overwhelming way. It was the moment of discovery, the message that was not meant to be read, the conversation overheard, behind a door, the missing piece of the puzzle that, when it fit, revealed a scenario of betrayal that you, in your infinite goodness, refused to see. The swords, in tarot, represent the realm of thought, of communication, of the mind. This tells us that the wound was caused by words, by information, by ideas. It was the lies told, the promises broken, the truths omitted. It was an intellectual and communicative betrayal that directly struck the center of your emotional being, your Cancerian heart. The gray sky and the falling rain in the background are not just scenery, they are your tears. They are the days and nights of crying, the feeling of desolation, the chill in your soul that sets in after such a painful discovery. The universe, with this card, is not punishing you. It is validating your pain. It is saying, I saw, I know what they did to you. Your pain is real. It is legitimate, and it matters. Let's delve deeper into the symbolism of this card, as every detail is a message. The number 3. In numerology, 3 is the number of communication, expression, creativity. It is the first manifestation that arises from the union of 1, the beginning, and 2, duality. However, here, this energy of manifestation presents itself painfully. The communication that should build here destroys. The expression that should unite here separates. It could have been gossip, slander, a conspiracy among 3 people, or the revelation of a third element in a relationship you believed was between 2. The energy of the 3 here is that of a painful triangulation, where your trust was the weak point that gave way. For you, Cancer, whose soul operates on the basis of secure duality, the self and the other, the caregiver and the cared for, the dishonest introduction of a third element is what shatters the structure of your emotional world. You build walls, not to imprison others, but to protect the sanctuary. And this card shows the moment you realize that the traitor was already inside the walls. And that is the most excruciating pain of all, the betrayal that comes from close by, from the friend you considered a brother, the partner to whom you gave the key to your soul, the family member who was supposed to be your safe harbor. The 3 of Swords speaks of that person you would defend with tooth and nail, who used your loyalty as a weapon against you. In the context of love, this card is the discovery of infidelity, the lie that comes to light, the end of a relationship in an abrupt and shocking way. It is the pain of realizing that the plans, the dreams, the shared intimacy were built on a false foundation. It is the grief not only for the loss of the person, but for the loss of the version of the story you believed in. In a career, the 3 of Swords can manifest as a colleague who stole your ideas, who stabbed you in the back to get a promotion, or a boss who discarded your work and loyalty without a second thought. It is the feeling of being discarded and devalued in an environment where you invested your energy and care. Spiritually, this card can represent a moment of crisis of faith, a feeling of abandonment, of wondering, where was divine protection when this happened? Why did I have to go through this? It is a pain that shakes the foundations of your belief in a just and good universe. And that is precisely why this reading is so important today. Because this card is not the end of the story. It is chapter 1. It is the once upon a time of a journey of overcoming that the cosmos has prepared for you. The story this card tells is of you, my dear Cancer, sitting amidst the emotional rubble. Imagine the scene. The phone drops from your hand, the sound echoing in the silence of the room, or the conversation ends, the cruel words still hanging in the air, vibrating with venom. In that moment, the world seems to lose its color. Your first reaction, typical of your protective nature, may have been denial. It can't be true. There must be a mistake. You, who always seek to harmonize and care, try to find a logic, a justification, anything that can mend the torn fabric of your reality. But the swords of truth are too sharp. They do not allow for patches. They demand that the wound be seen. And then comes the pain, a physical pain that tightens the chest, that makes it hard to breathe. It is the pain of the soul manifesting in the body. And with the pain comes the rain of tears, the internal storm that mirrors the card's scenery. You retreat into your shell, but for the first time, the shell seems to offer no protection because the wound is on the inside. It is here that your greatest strength, your sensitivity, becomes your greatest challenge. You feel everything with a depth that few people can comprehend. Every word of betrayal echoes in your mind 1,000 times. Every image of deception repeats in an infinite loop. The advice of the Three of Swords, as difficult as it may seem, is not to fight this initial pain. It is to allow yourself to feel it. It is to honor your grief. Trying to forcibly pull out the swords will only tear the heart even more. They need to be removed with care, with awareness, with acceptance. Accepting does not mean agreeing with what was done. It means acknowledging that it happened, that it is real, and that your pain is the natural and healthy response to a deep wound. The universe asks you, in this first step, to be as gentle with yourself as you are with others. Welcome your own pain. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to be silent. Acknowledge the depth of your wound, for it is only by recognizing the size of the injury that we can begin the journey of healing. And it is this journey that leads us to our second card. The universe heard your cry, Cancer, and it has answered. After the storm of the Three of Swords, after the acknowledgement of pain, the scene begins to change. The energy shifts. The silent cry transforms into a plea for balance, and the cosmos, which operates in a perfect law of cause and effect, begins to move its gears. The second card, revealed to us, is the direct answer to this prayer. It is the promise of our title. It is the magnificent and imposing card of justice. Breathe deeply again and observe the energy emanating from this card. It is completely different from the previous one. If the Three of Swords was chaos, pain, and disorder, justice is calm, clarity, and restored divine order. We see here a sober figure seated on a throne between two pillars. These pillars represent structure, law, the established order. They tell us that what is happening now is not random, but part of an immutable universal law. In one hand, the figure holds a scale. In the other, a double-edged sword pointed to the sky. The scale, my dear Cancer, is for you. It is weighing everything. On one side, your every tear, every sleepless night, every act of loyalty, every piece of your trust that was given. On the other side, every lie, every act of betrayal, every hidden intention of the person or people who hurt you. And the law of the universe is clear. This scale must find its balance. The weight of your pain and your goodness is immense. And for balance to be restored, an equivalent weight of consequence must fall on the other side. This is not revenge. The figure of justice is not vengeful. She is impartial. She does not act out of emotion, but out of truth. And the truth here is in your favor. The double-edged sword is the most powerful symbol of this card. One edge serves to defend the truth and the innocent, in this case, you. The other edge serves to cut through lies, illusion, and injustice, and to apply the karmic sentence. The fact that the sword points upwards means that this is not the justice of men, which is flawed and often blind. It is divine justice, which sees all, knows all, and whose verdict is final and cannot be appealed. This card is the certainty that the universe has taken control of the situation. You no longer need to fight. You no longer need to try to prove your point or seek recognition. Your role now is to step back and observe. It is to trust that the law of return is real and is in full operation. The person who hurt you, who abused your Cancerian nature, is now in a direct reckoning with the cosmos. And that is a battle no one can win. The mask this person wore, the facade of a friend, a loyal partner, a good person, is being dissolved by the light of truth that the sword of justice emits. Let's delve into the symbolism. The Justice card is ruled by the sign of Libra, an air sign, which connects it directly to the suit of swords from the previous card. The pain that came through the air, thoughts, words, will be resolved by the air. Truth, mental clarity, justice. It is the perfect antidote. The card's number is Yikas 11 in many traditional decks, a master number that symbolizes heightened intuition, the gateway to higher consciousness. This means that the justice that is manifesting may not be obvious on the material plane immediately, but it is already happening on the energetic and spiritual planes. You may begin to feel this through your sharpened intuition. You might dream of the truth, have sudden insights, or feel an inexplicable calm settling in your heart, even if the external circumstances have not completely changed yet. Trust these feelings. It is the universe sending you a telegram saying, I'm working on it. Just trust. In the context of love, justice can mean the truth about the betrayal coming to light for all to see. The person who betrayed you may begin to face the social consequences of their actions, losing friends, credibility. If there are legal issues, such as a divorce or division of assets, this card promises a fair and balanced outcome that will favor you. In your career, justice acts relentlessly. The colleague who sabotaged you may be unmasked, perhaps by making a mistake that reveals their true nature. The company may undergo an audit. The truth about your value and the dishonesty of the other will come to light, and the recognition you were denied may come in unexpected ways. Spiritually, this is one of the most powerful cards. It is the restoration of your faith. It is the empirical proof that you are not alone, that there is a higher order, and that the good you put into the world, your loyalty and your love, create a positive karmic credit that the universe is now paying back to you. The journey from the Three of Swords to justice is the transition from victim to an observer of divine power. It is the moment you stop asking, why me? And start to understand, for what purpose? The pain of the Three of Swords was the catalyst that activated this universal law. Without your pain, without your cry for balance, the scales would remain inert. It was your energy, your truth, that set the great karmic gear in motion. Imagine the person who hurt you. They may think they got away with it, that they got what they wanted at your expense. They might be celebrating an illusory victory. But the scales of justice are already tipping. The consequences may come in ways that neither they nor you expect. It could be an unexpected financial loss, a health problem, the crumbling of other relationships, a deep crisis of conscience and loneliness. Karma is not in a hurry, but it is precise. The sword of justice not only cuts the other, it also cuts the energetic ties that bound you to that pain and that person. Every time the scale moves to apply a consequence to the other side, a thread that connected you to the trauma is severed. It is a process of mutual liberation, although with very different outcomes for each. The advice of this card is clear. Maintain your dignity. Do not stoop to the level of the one who hurt you. Do not seek revenge, as that would only keep you trapped in the same negative energy. Your victory is not in seeing the other suffer, but in seeing yourself free from their influence. Take care of your energy, focus on your healing, and let the universe do the heavy lifting. Your life is about to move forward, Cancer, because the weight that held you back is being transferred to whom it rightfully belongs. And what happens when that weight is finally removed? What emerges when justice is done and the truth shines? This leads us, with a promise of relief and joy, to our third and final card. After the sober and necessary intervention of justice, the stormy sky of the Three of Swords finally dissipates. The sword of truth has cut through the clouds, and the scales of karma have restored order. And what emerges in this new sky, on this new horizon of your life? The third card that is revealed is the most glorious and awaited of all. It is the light at the end of the tunnel, the promise of a new dawn. It is the card of the sun. Ah, my dear Cancer, allow the energy of this card to bathe you. Feel the warmth, the joy, the vitality it radiates. This is, without a doubt, one of the most positive cards in the entire tarot deck. It is the card of happiness, success, clarity, and total liberation. If the Three of Swords was the dark night of the soul, and justice was the twilight of truth, the sun is high noon in its fullness. There are no more shadows to hide in, no more doubts, no more pain. Only the bright, undeniable light of truth and joy. In the image, we see a giant sun, often with a serene face, shining over a happy scene. Below, a naked child rides a white horse. The child represents your reborn soul. They are naked because they have nothing left to hide. They are pure, innocent, free from shame and pain. It is you, Cancer, after having shed the layers of sadness and disappointment. It is your purest and truest essence, now free to express itself. The white horse symbolizes purity of intention and the strength to move forward. You are no longer paralyzed by pain. You are in motion, riding towards a bright future with confidence and power. The sun is the card of supreme clarity. All the questions that tormented you will be answered. You will understand not only what happened, but why it had to happen. You will see the deliverance that the betrayal, however painful, represented in your life. You will realize that the person who hurt you was an anchor, a weight that prevented you from reaching your true potential, your true happiness. Karmic justice did not act only to punish the other, but mainly to free you. The sun illuminates this truth so intensely that it becomes impossible not to see it. You will look back, and instead of pain, you will feel gratitude for the deliverance. This is the most powerful alchemy of the soul, transforming the deepest pain into wisdom and gratitude. The sunflowers that often appear in the background turn towards the sun, just as your soul will now turn towards joy, towards positivity, towards everything that nourishes you and makes you grow. Let's analyze the depth of this card. Its number is 99th of 19, which in numerology reduces to 1, 1, 9 or 10, 1 plus or 1, 1, The number 1 is the number of new beginnings, of leadership, of self-confidence, of pioneering. It is the universe giving you a blank check, a new page to write your story on. It is the beginning of a cycle of success and happiness that you deeply deserve. Astrologically, this card is ruled, of course, by the sun itself, the center of our solar system, the source of all life and energy. This means you are entering a period where you will be the center of your own life, no longer revolving around the needs and traumas of others, but with others revolving around your light. It is your time to shine, to be seen, to be recognized, and celebrated for the wonderful being you are. In love, the sun represents the arrival of a true, honest, and transparent love, a relationship where there are no games, no secrets, just the joy of being together. For those in a relationship, it signifies a phase of renewal, happiness, and harmony, where trust is restored and love flourishes under the light of truth. For you, Cancer, who longs for emotional security, the sun is the promise of a love that is a sunny, safe harbor, not a stormy sea. In your career, this is the card of resounding success. It is the promotion that arrives, public recognition, the project that is an absolute success. It is your time to reap the rewards of your hard work and talent. Your creativity will be high, and you will feel energized and passionate about what you do. Spiritually, the sun is enlightenment. It is a state of deep connection with your higher self and with the divine. It is living your truth authentically and without fear. It is understanding your purpose and living it with passion. The journey from the Three of Swords through justice and culminating in the sun is the perfect karmic narrative. It is proof that the universe is, in its essence, just and benevolent. The pain of betrayal, Three of Swords, was the poison. Justice was the purging process, and the sun is the complete healing and revitalization. Justice was not the final destination, it was the bridge that took you from the island of pain and led you to the continent of joy. Karma acted precisely to remove the obstacle from your path so that your life could finally move forward, as our title says. And now, Cancer, your life will not just walk, it will run, it will dance, it will ride freely under the light of the sun. The advice of this card is simple and beautiful. Embrace joy. Say yes to life. Allow yourself to be happy. You have passed through the valley of shadows, and now you deserve to enjoy the sunlit mountain. Play, laugh, celebrate the little things. Reconnect with your inner child, the one the card represents. What did they like to do? Draw, dance, sing? Do it. The energy of the sun invites you to be spontaneous, to let your light shine without apology. Justice has been done. The cycle of pain is closed. A new chapter, the brightest of all, is just beginning. And so, my dear Cancer, the journey is complete. What a powerful message. What a trajectory of resilience, spirituality has revealed to us today. Let's take another deep breath and absorb the totality of this message, the complete tapestry that has been woven for you. Remember the starting point, the sharp, cutting pain of the Three of Swords, that wound that felt like it would never heal, the truth that broke you in two. Look at it now, no longer as a sentence of eternal suffering, but as the necessary catalyst. It was the sound of your heart breaking that echoed through the cosmos and activated the higher law. It was your pain that served as fuel for the great turning point. Then came the serene and relentless force of justice, the universe bowing to hear your case, the scales weighing your loyalty against the disloyalty you suffered. This card was not about revenge, my dear, it never was. It was about rebalancing. It was the cosmos saying, this burden is not yours to carry. And with its sword of light, justice cut the bonds of suffering that tied you to this past, to this person, to this situation. It cleared your path, removed the debris, and prepared the ground for what was to come. And what came was the fulfilled promise, the glory of your rebirth. The sun, your destiny card in this reading, the final proof that karma does not fail and that your life is, indeed, ready to move forward. That brilliant light, that pure joy, that free child riding towards the future. That is your truth now. You are not your wound. You are the strength that overcame it. You are not the betrayal you suffered. You are the loyalty to yourself that you rediscovered. This sunlight is not a reward. It is your essence. It is who you were before the pain and who you are destined to be now, even more potently and radiantly. Karmic justice did not come to return you to square one. It came to propel you to a new level of happiness and self-knowledge. I feel that this message has deeply touched many souls who are here with me now. Your story, your pain, and your liberation are not just yours. They are part of a collective stream of energy. If you felt this connection, if this reading spoke to your heart, I invite you to seal this energy in the comment section. Write, I receive the light and liberation of the sun. By doing so, you not only claim this blessing for yourself, but also inspire other Cancers who may be reading and in need of a sign of hope. Read each other's comments. Send love. Let's make this space a sanctuary of healing and mutual support, a true Cancerian home. And if this guidance has brought peace and clarity to your soul, I kindly ask that you show your gratitude to the channel. Leave your like on this video to anchor this positive energy. Subscribe if you haven't already, so we can continue our journey together and so you don't miss any messages that spirituality has for you. And activate the bell, as it is our signal, our call, ensuring you are always the first to know when a new reading is ready to welcome you. Now, my dear Cancer, go in peace, go in light, carry the energy of the sun with you in every step you take from today. Know that the cycle of pain is officially over. The karmic accounts have been settled. You are free. The universe has not only protected you, it has moved worlds to ensure your happiness. Trust in your future. Trust in your light. It will never be dimmed again. Until our next reading,